Hey guys, welcome back to Falling For You. We're on Fall Guys, this time catching up on some ranked from a previous season. I believe this is ranked season 4 of Knockout. Here we are playing Thin Ice, where I go from, I believe, Ace 5 to whatever the heck it was, 1. We'll find out in a moment, but here we are on Ace. Let me know your opinion in the comments, of course. Like, subscribe for more Fall Guys videos, of course, Party Animals, NASCAR 25. I got a lot of series going on and I'm trying to catch up with them all, but it's nice to see the growth lately. As I'm editing this video, I just saw I hit 360, so that is awesome. Never expected to have 360 subs on this channel. Nonetheless, let's try to make a push towards 370 and maybe even 400 in the future. We'll see what ends up happening. Nonetheless, I appreciate all the support and the views. And of course, the comments where I can interact with you guys and hear your thoughts and opinions. Love that. Nonetheless, hopping back into Thin Ice, here I am bouncing around in ranked. Just trying to get my win here. We're tired of those wins that only count for 10 points. We want that 200 so we can walk out of here with 5 wins. Of course, you know, this game and how it does its daily challenges some days, they're going to force you to play ranked anyways. And if you're aware of how sweaty this community is, there's tons of people in lobbies like this that are trying to get their number beyond Superstar as high as they can. Because while you can't lose Superstar, the number can go up infinitely until the rank season is over. So a lot of people aim for 10,000. The real sweaty sweats like 100k, and I don't know what's the point of that because it just expires and you have to do it again. But I guess if this is your favorite game, that's what you end up doing. But props to them for the tolerance of the mode, I suppose. I actually don't find it that bad, it's just you gotta get in a groove. And some days are better than others. However, as you can see here, we are doing a pretty good job. We're just trying to cut all this ice. This level variant is actually throwing bombs at us, which could be a good thing and sometimes a bad thing, because it blows up all the tiles, or at least a layer of them. But here we are, taking it slow. 4 out of 7, we just saw another person die. I'm gonna have to go over here and start cutting. Oh, that guy just killed somebody like my friend Sam normally likes to try to do on this level. So let's see if I can outlast him. Looks like we have a little bit of cutting to do here. I'm gonna have to figure out a way over there. Let's see. I see a path way ahead of me. That guy just missed the dive, so I should be in the clear, perhaps? He could make that jump. See if I decide to go over there or not. It seems like I'm taking my time. Just cut it off, bro. Just cut it off. Okay, we got all this. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm taking the slow jump to burn all his tiles out. We'll see what he ends up doing. But here I am using one of the ukulele characters. I believe this is Laylee. What a great dive that was. And then further on, I use Yuka, I believe. So that was one of our collabs. Don't think those are ever coming back because of licensing, unfortunately. Seems like that's true with so many things on Fall Guys. But here we are with a crown. Let's watch our animation as we rank up from Ace to the next one. Alright, as you saw, I just went from Ace to Star. Now we're hopping into Goop Rope Rodeo. Let's see how this one ends up going. Of course, a new cast of opponents. Let's see here. One person already died. They must have been AFK. Or maybe they're playing on mobile. I mean, a lot of people who play this game happen to love playing this game on mobile. I've noticed quite a lot of sweats as well, besides casuals. I mean, it's like that whole, the base game's too easy on PC or console, so let's play on mobile for a harder challenge. It's like, you do you, bro. I mean, it doesn't work for most phones and stuff. Like, I have an iPhone and I can't play Fall Guys, unfortunately. Unless I lived in Europe, which is, like, what? Okay. I get it, the game's based in the UK, but still. It still should allow us to play it on any device we want if you're going to call it mobile. However, I'm usually rocking this on my PlayStation 5. Sometimes I play it on my Switch. I have been playing it on my Switch too a little bit here and there if my Fall Guys on PlayStation acts up where it's like can't connect to the server for whatever reason. It's like, okay. And then it works on my Switch too. Before that, I used my Switch OLED now and then, even though that was kind of risky. It worked okay, but it was like, you know, it had its issues. And then of course I have the Steam version from purchasing it way back in the day when the game first came out. I usually have connection issues sometimes with that at times where I'll disconnect for whatever reason. So I guess the Steam launcher isn't always as perfect, but I do have 2.5k hours on that one. I believe 700 on my PlayStation and probably about 6 or so, maybe 10 on my Switch too. But here we are running around and I got leveled by a fruit. That is unfortunate. But as you saw previously, that should be enough for the thing. So here we are getting my rank 2. Here we are hopping into Blunder Blocks. Now this level actually I put on ×2 because I ended up timing out with a random and that's 5 minutes. And who wants to sit here talking for 5 minutes over one level, right? So here we are with 2 times speed. This level is one of my favorite to get in Knockout and Ranked Knockout because you always know that at least 95% of the time you're going to win this. I mean, I have won a lot of rank cycles just because of this level showing up, especially when helping a friend. So it has been a lifesaver and I appreciate this. So here we are just waiting around for people to die, and it takes quite a while because a lot of people are waiting for you to die, obviously. And sometimes you'll get people griefing and some other people saying farewell friend, and just, you know, they think you're gonna die, and it's like, bro, it's the same pattern every time. I think it changes every so often, I guess, but main obstacle to this is watching out for those falling red blocks you just saw right there. Depending on how they fall and if you're next to them when they fall, they could land on you, which basically body blocks you like a person would. That's another thing you have to watch for as well, is these people will body block you while they're jumping. Like right there, I just got caught, but I made it around. And besides that, just watch out for the items because you can get stuck on a wall and then you just can't get around it. But if you try really hard and keep focusing on twirling your camera, you can get out of it. I mean, I've gotten really close to the wall a few times and then made it back and saved my win. So you just got to stay determined on levels like these, because it is basically handing you a win. You just have to put in the work to survive long enough. But here we are with one person, and I believe I took this dude all the way to the end because he was kind to not want to kill me, which is awesome. Because usually at this stage, once you're so many minutes in, if you try to grease somebody and it doesn't work, you pretty much just sealed the win for the other person. Because if I'm carrying my momentum, you're gonna lose your momentum, bro. So here we are just timing it out. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite final on Ranked Knockout. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's the one you have a chance on. I know a lot of my sweaty friends prefer the levels where you can just kill everybody. In other ones, it's just let me do my own thing and leave me alone. So let me know which of those two categories you fall into. Of course, two of my friends happen to be Sam, who has only played this about a year and is really climbing up the ranked leaderboard. He's about to pass me in crowns because he plays so often. And my other friend Fred, who has played since day one, has about 9.7k, and he's from Norway, so yeah. And then additionally, you've seen my friend Kiki, who's climbing up the ranks. She's on her way in the mid-60s. So there are with another win. I guess I got 3 high-level friends currently in terms of crown rank. So good company to have, right? Nonetheless, let's hop into another final and see how we ended up winning that one. Alright, so as you see, we're up to star 3, and here we are on Jump Showdown with a fan. Now that fan usually comes in handy because most people don't jump to the side, they jump forward and it just blows you straight back. So that's quite an assistance. It's not too hard to remember where that fan's going to line up. You just got to make sure the bar and the fan are not together because otherwise you're going to die. I have this on 2 times speed because I almost timed it out with somebody and then he ended up dying. As you can see, this is kind of an interesting cut. Like, we have 3 separate pieces here, so you normally want to stay with where the whole crowd is, because if someone's going to die, then at least you're all going to die at the same time. Usually. But here we are, avoiding griefs. That guy just killed somebody. And this is one of the time-outable levels that is pretty doable, as you just watched 2 people die right there. Here I am with a clown, and that guy, I guess, possibly was trying to make it over, but now it's just me and this dude for 3 whole minutes. And I could tell that he possibly wanted to grab me, so here I am on the inside, because this is by far the hardest place to grab somebody, is on the inside corner. So we're going to stay here as long as we can. I'm going to move out, check if he wants to grab me. Looks like he's playing it safe. So we're just going to time this out. Let me know in the comments, when's the last time you timed out a final with somebody? Or are you somebody that just likes killing people? Like my friend Sam or Fred right here would just say, waiting takes too long. I'm going to kill you. And, you know, if I touch the slime last, then I'll take that chance. But quite a few people actually like timing it out. For instance, I was accidentally on the European server that I had left it on for playing with my friend Fred. And I actually won 2 out of 3 on knockout. Well, I think I won 1 on knockout and 2 on single player. No, what's it called? Solo? Yeah. And one of them was a timeout on this with 2 other people. And I was like, okay, you know, because Europeans are supposed to be the sweaty ones. But not always. However, done talking for the moment, as we just moved on another rank. So, let's see here. Star 4 now. That just means we need 2 more wins. Look at that. We almost had an all gold run, 1 silver. Not too shabby. Well, let's move on to the next level and let's see what it is. Drum roll, please. And we got Castle Siege. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Castle Siege, and a lot of people like it, including my sweaty 2 friends, because they like to grab the chicken and just whack people off. I do have this strat where you can stand in the corner for quite a while, because my friend Fred taught me that, where he said you could just sit there for a little bit and then you come out. And that's actually been working lately, so I have been trying to think about using that. But this is, you know, just being mindful. Grab that chicken, avoid it, use it correctly when somebody's standing on the edge, and then just watch the planes, because they always come in the same order. Down the middle, right, left. So just make sure you're not touching those. Of course, there's a bottom layer where that also is the case, but if you do land on the bottom when these tiles are falling out, you can use this left and right funnel little sections to shoot yourself back up. And of course, there's a chicken below as well, I believe. So you have your opportunities on this level as long as you play it safe and are mindful of your surroundings and of course the people around you. This one, people apparently just died, so I didn't have to do too much work. And what an easy way to slip into our next final. I mean, wow, thank you guys for making it easy. Of course, there was losses along the way. It didn't just happen like boom, boom, boom. But I'm showing you guys my win/finals that move along this, so we don't have to sit here forever. I mean, who wants a 30-minute video, right? However, here we are, moving on to our final, I believe. And I think it's Thin Ice. Yeah, Thin Ice once again. What a level that has been around for ages and quite a lot of history from it. Look at that big old hexagon we have. Jeez. Okay, so this looks like a 2-level one. So let's see how I ended up playing this. Got a lot of space. Did I end up cutting, or did I just randomly run around like a lunatic? It looks like I went with B, run around like a lunatic. We'll see though. Shouldn't last too long with only 2 layers. And somebody already died. Amazing. Well, shouldn't take too long. Let me know your opinion in the comments. What's your opinion of Thin Ice? Do you have great success on it? Do you dread this level? Maybe it's something you only prefer playing in duos or squads. Or maybe you're one of my sweaty admirers that love playing this on solo because, you know, you just can walk around and kill everybody. As I mentioned, if you have a certain crown rank, you probably go for the latter, right? You just love that killing. And I have to admit, on a bad day, killing people on this game is pretty satisfying. Of course, we call it griefing, and it's been that term for quite a while since the beginning. But yeah, griefing on Fall Guys is just a way to play the game. I mean, what are you going to do about it? And there's certain ways that it gets manipulated, like you can't get out of a grab. So it brings you down if you hold somebody and then let go. And then, of course, there's another one where if they grab you, you can't get rid of them. So, what are you going to do, right? But I have to learn some strategies, like when you're running and someone tries to grab you, if you just keep jamming jump, you can get out of that jump. Also, look how weird this cut is. I did not see this kind of cut happening from the beginning of the clip. But that's a lot of space. So I just got to be mindful. That guy just missed his cue. My goodness. Alright. Let's see here. Looks like one person alive, and I have all this space. He's not going to play this stupid, is he? Let's find out together. There's a... Wow, he's through. Alright, well, that is the way to get Superstar. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully this is entertaining. And of course, catch you guys in the next video, whether it's Fall Guys or Party Owls or something else.